Hello, John Adams here, Republican candidate for the 15th Congressional District of Ohio. Today I'm here in Wilmington, Ohio. It's the county seat of Clinton County. Here's the courthouse here. We'll take a little ride around Wilmington here as I do a little chatting here. This is another beautiful county in the 15th Congressional District of Ohio that has unfortunately seen hard economic times. In 1971, the Clinton County Air Force Base closed, and then Airborne Express bought the airport and all of the facilities in 1979. Airborne eventually employed about 16,000 people, as I understand. And in 2008, Airborne began restructuring, leading to the loss of their employees at the airport. This was financially devastating to Wilmington and the surrounding area. Wilmington College is located here in Wilmington with over 1,100 students on the main campus. With the loss of so many workers in Clinton County, it reminded me of the issues that our nation faces with the influx of illegal immigration that has taken jobs away from Americans, including here in Ohio. A few years ago, as the Republican nominee in the 3rd Congressional District of Ohio, I attended an interview with the editors of the Columbus Dispatch in downtown Columbus. At that interview was Democrat Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, who was there also. Remember her? She was just arrested in mid-July in Washington, D.C. She is now both a lawmaker who has now turned lawbreaker. Anyway, at the interview, the editors asked both of us about a dozen questions. It was not a debate, just an interview. One of the questions was about illegal immigration. I stated that I was opposed to illegal immigration, but supported legal immigration into our country. On the other hand, Mrs. Beatty stated that illegal immigration at our southern border was not an issue with the people in central Ohio. So she had no solution to the problem. It just did not register as a problem to her. Not being a debate, I was not allowed to question her directly. So I wrote a follow-up letter to the Dispatch, and they published it. To the best of my memory, I wrote that I wish that Congresswoman Beatty would have stated that illegal immigration was not an issue to the parents, relatives, and friends of our fellow citizens here in central Ohio who have died due to the use of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and other deadly drugs. Mrs. Beatty should have told them that their loved ones' deaths were not an issue to her. How in the world did Mrs. Beatty believe that these deadly drugs get into all parts of the United States, including the Columbus and central Ohio area? Deadly drugs coming across our border is not the only illegal action that is happening. The human trafficking of those poor people south of our border is creating tremendous harm to them and to our nation. Since the first of the year, illegal immigration has doubled since President Biden relaxed our border security. He has stopped the building of the wall along our southern border. He allows those folks to enter our country, but refuses to allow the desperate people of Cuba and Haiti from immigrating to our country, who are trying desperately to escape political oppression and in many cases, certain death. The American workers and taxpayers are paying for all of these illegal immigrants to house, feed, educate, and provide medical care for all of them. This tragedy is happening at the same time when we as a nation are not helping our own Americans including veterans who are homeless and living on the streets. That is a national disgrace. Instead of sending billions of dollars overseas to nations and to people who hate us, why don't we redirect a lot of that money to helping our own Americans who are suffering here? Something is rotten in Washington. As for me, I would support a continuation of the building of the wall on our southern border, plus rational policies that would humanely deal with illegal immigration and solving the plight of our homeless. Friends, I've been saying this throughout my campaign, and I truly believe this, that our campaign is the beginning of the fight to the death for the soul of our nation. On August the 3rd, I would be honored with your vote